Shantae. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to you. I just wanted to just kind of talk to you guys about dealing with traumatic childhoods, okay? And why it's okay to pull away from certain family members when you're dealing with loss, when you're trying to heal and recover. Um, some relationships, when they are based in trauma, when the foundation wasn't loving, it's hard to embrace them again. And it's not that you don't forgive these people. It's just when you become an adult, because when you're a child, you kind of have to deal with them. You have to, you don't have a choice. But when you become an adult, you can decide who you want in your life. And sometimes that guilt factor, that word family, is extorted, is exaggerated. We need our family, but as adults, we get the opportunity to build our own. And I remember feeling like an outsider, a reject, and when we're in family gatherings, and I would just, basically like to deal with people one on one because that's when I felt like I was getting the authentic person. I was getting, just the real them. And then when they get around other members, here comes the jokes, here comes the shade. And it makes me feel like that's how you guys have been feeling the whole time. Love is not like that. Love doesn't shade people and mock them and laugh. You understand? So if people are doing you that way and you feel some type of way, don't let somebody tell you that you can't feel a certain way about that. And you don't have to settle for mistreatment because you feel like you're alone. God will bring people into your life to rebuild your family. You can choose who your family is. So I think about my old neighbors. Sometimes I think about how they used to treat me, and these were white people, okay? And I'm saying that because sometimes your own kind can mistreat you, but I felt like it was a family. When my daughter got sick, they were out there. When I called the ambulance, when I had my miscarriage, I had a lot of things going when I had my marriage, when I divorced. So these are people I dearly miss. Like, they had a big impact on my life. And so I've been seeking them out lately because I don't get that from my family. They're very gossipy. And I'm not going to say they, I mean, just the ones that I experience. And, I don't really look up to some of them. I feel like, they allow people to treat them certain kind of ways. I am, one of the first people in the family to get an education or to go to college and graduate. And I feel like I was a trailblazer, and a lot of my accomplishments were not even acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? But people, and I'm not being proud, what I'm saying is people that love you are going to support you, use kind words to make you feel good about yourself. And yes, we need to feel good about ourselves, but we don't want people in our lives who don't. And I know that family thing is a big issue. You might go to family gatherings and your sister might throw so much shade, because they might do things out of duty. They may say, oh, I'm going to support her because I feel, she's my sister. That's my niece. That's my cousin. But in their hearts, they really don't like you. They feel like you're more successful than them. They feel like you think you're all that. And when you separate yourself, they talk about you. Now, you may not know that, but you can feel it. And so I've been told that energy does not lie. It does not lie. So you have to watch out for certain people in your family because especially that person who you tell some of your business to, who's influencing you. Say if you have a relationship and they've never been married, they never really dealt with, single people. They've always had toxic relationships. And you're telling them that you might be going through something with your significant other. Do you really think they're going to support you? Do you think that you're going to have their support? No. And they probably want you to be in the same boat that they're in. I had a friend of mine or a family member of mine tell me, oh, that's why we single because we don't take care of men. I'm thinking, we. So you think I'm going to be, without love just like you, but not for the same reasons. And I'm thinking like, oh, so you like to keep me in the boat with you. That's why every time I date somebody, you got so much negative to say. Now, some of the things she has said was true. But with this other individual, you don't really know them like that. So any chance she could get, she's throwing shade. And I'm like, you have to be careful who you tell your business to, because when you want to reconcile with somebody, they got so much shade to throw. And they just want to get in your business. And they, even though you may love this person, you might be loyal to them, you got to be careful, because couples go through things. You're going to go through things in relationships. You're going to have to forgive. You know, how you maneuver is your business. And people are very forgiving to their mates. But as soon as yours do something and you want to vent about it, here they go jumping off the 10th floor, trying to push you off of it. You know what I mean? So that's one of the ways you can tell if a family member is really riding with you, is when you tell them things, how they respond. Because sometimes, you know, we're people, we're vulnerable. You know, we say, oh, be careful, move in silence. But sometimes you want to share. You might just want to vent. You're not planning on leaving this person. You just know they have some character flaws they need to work on. But you know, for the most part, that's your boo. That's who you love. You understand? And I remember when I was married, this person was very negative and anti marriage, because I stopped giving them a lot because of my husband. And not only that, my husband didn't want to eat their food. And I know a lot of guys that I deal with don't want to be in my, you know, immediate family circle. Let me tell you, I actually didn't like the guy that liked my family. You know, he was so enthralled with my cousin dancing and making all these sounds and noise and twerking and loud, and that's not me. So I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do want somebody to, you know, go places with me, but as far as family gatherings, maybe not. I don't need to take them around to validate who I'm with, because they don't even give me the same type of validation. And I'm just keeping it real, you know. And even if you have somebody that's flattering you, saying, oh, girl, I'm so proud of you, blah, blah, blah. But when you exceed what their expectation is of your life, they may be jealous, envious, or resentful because it's not happening for them. And we all maybe have been in a situation where somebody was blessed, and we really did not realize that, you know, God could do it for us, and we may have felt some type of way. That is really human. I don't like to say I've never been jealous. No, I have. You know, but I didn't let it consume me. I may just pray about it. I may ask God, you know, God, help me to feel better in this area. You know, you're not a God, you know, a respecter of persons. You really care about all of us. So I start praying. You understand? So whatever I desire comes to pass, especially if it's good for me. So what I want you to understand is that it's okay to step away from your family. I still keep in touch. Social media one way, text one way, but I rarely do I go around, because it's a lot of negativity. A lot of the people are getting older and their lives are not blooming the way I feel like older people's lives should. My grandmother did. So, you know, you have to be careful, because your light could overshadow them, or you could dim your light, have to dim your light to be in their presence, and that's not what I want to have to do. And I don't speak generational curses over my kids. I declare the word of God over their lives, and that they're going to be great. And, you know, let me give you an example of how you know somebody's not really riding with you the way you think they are. Okay? They may just stay in connection with you because they know if they need something, they can get it. You get what I'm saying? Everybody may have a purpose for their relationship. So with me, the thing that it was, I was, you know, speaking about something, and this person got quiet. Or when it was good. So I had a situation with my youngest child's father that was kind of rocky in the beginning. And when I look around, you know, because that person was all gung-ho. Because watch it now, somebody can really support you when you're down, and when things turn, they're not your cheerleader anymore. Because it's easy for them to cheer you on, because they thinking you're going to be down forever. They thinking that God ain't going to really bless you. And then when he does, here it is. You get what I'm saying? Here it is. And, you know, the chatter stops. Or just like you was, you know, saying this, and that, and this, you know, you got to do this. And you, first of all, you expecting my daughter not to have a father. No, that's not going to be the case, because I spoke that into existence, boo-boo. I was praying about this situation. I knew it wasn't going to last forever. me like that. 3, the situation has turned around. You don't have anything good to say. Oh, he need to be getting over his daughter. He need me. I'm gonna need you to sit the hell down. I'm gonna need you to say, girl, that is good. Like I have one cousin, she really rides with me, and she was like positive the whole time. Oh, he's gonna come around. He's going through something, and everything she said was true. So, you got to be careful about telling your business to people that are not hopeful for you. And don't you get in a situation where you think your life is going to stay a certain way. You have the power. The Bible says the power of life and death is in the tongue. You can speak life over your situations and find that they will change. You do not have to be under the curse of what a family member has said. And I found myself flourishing without them. I have a new life. God has put new people in my life. My daughter has a friend. She's living with us. She's a great young lady. She made mistakes. As soon as I say something about that, this might be then, oh, you need to, oh, honey, who is it? And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? That's why I stay miles and miles away. And I remember when I was planning on staying or getting a house in my family, God made, he stopped that. Because he was like, yeah, that's saying you stay too far, but even if you stayed up the street, they still won't rock with you. Not like that. I talked to a relative, send videos and pictures of my baby. She don't even say nothing. She don't say, oh, she's so cute. Oh, my God, look at her. I'm thinking like, wow, okay. Then the other relative, she can't never support what's going on in your life because either she's got trauma or she wants you to be excited about something. She can never really support you and praise and be happy for you because she's so caught up in her past and mistakes she made. So every time you talk to her, it's got to be all about her. So I felt guilty for pulling back, taking care of me, and being happy for myself. God blessed me with a home that I purchased, and I realized, and God was showing me, you're never going to get a good relationship and flourishing if you have this negative influence in your ear. So we don't talk as much as we used to, and that's on purpose. And the people who she has gossiped so much about, now you're happy they're coming around. Let me tell you, people I talk about, I don't mess with them. I'm true to it. I'm serious. Because it's hypocritical. I'm serious. If I don't like you, I'm not in your face. You ain't in mine. You ain't got to like everybody. You just got to treat them with respect. You can love them, you got to treat them with respect. Some people are not safe for you to love. So, you know what I'm saying? So if you see this person in your family talking about this person like a dog and they hanging out, no. So she invited me to something and I said, no, I'm not going. I don't want to hang out. I'm being honest. I like who I like to hang out with. Because I know I'm gonna be treated like a queen. I know I'm gonna be able to be myself. I don't want to be around all this stuff. I don't know. I'm uncomfortable. And then not only that, I like to eat out. I don't want to go to concerts. I don't want to be somewhere with a bunch of folk and it's hot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning in this stage in my life to be true to myself. Build your own family. I'm not saying you have to go total AWOL, you know what I mean? But some of you may have to. Just to protect yourself, just to respect yourself. Some of your family members hate you because you're blessed. Some of your family members you have helped, and they don't even speak to you to this day. And you helped them in some real serious times. Why? Because they're jealous. They wanted you. They wanted access to your resources forever. Forever. And then instead of being grateful, they started competing with you. And every time they come around you, you are even more blessed than the time before, and they're mad. They're mad. I'm pausing on that because you know what? I'm saying it. It's okay to say it. It's okay to say it. Joseph had brothers that threw him in a pit, honey. They were trying to get rid of this brother, so trust me. People are not always riding with you. You will find strangers to ride with you before your family will sometimes. And you have to be okay with that. You understand? And you got to be okay with being blessed, honey. You got to be okay with being hated on. Because blessings and persecution come with the hundredfold blessing. And I just want to, I'm telling y'all, and I'm lit on these podcasts, I want you to follow And I want you to like this video if you're listening on YouTube. I want you to like this video because let me tell you something. Some of y'all are going through it with your family, and you have gone through it, and you are afraid to cut ties because you don't know what's going to happen. God going to bless you. He going to elevate you. He's going to build your self-esteem. He's going to heal that trauma you had. You don't even, some of y'all don't want to be around your family because it reminds you how you grew up. You don't want to be around people that are deadbeats. You don't want to be around people that settle in life. You don't want to be around people that's always smoking and drinking. You have decided to tread a new path, and people are mad because you don't live like they live. They don't understand it. And the Bible says the foolishness of the cross is not understood by fools. For us, it's the power of God. For them, it's the smell of death because they're not on the side of the cross that you're on. You understand? Like, this is some real spiritual stuff. And then, I'm serious. So you're going to combat it everywhere. You're going to go through it at your job. Your family is indicative. And people say, oh, your family, you didn't choose your relatives. Jesus, and let me tell y'all, this is the prime example. He's the one we're following, right? So in the Bible, he said that he was like, what did he say? Oh, yeah, they not on door. And it was like, your mother and your brothers are out there. And he was like, who is my mother? Mind you now, I'm sitting here reading like, Jesus is rude. Yeshua rude. But that's not what he was saying. He was saying, I don't have any loyalty to people that are my relatives on this earth. My spiritual family is my family. My spiritual family is my family. Real talk. So, I want y'all to understand that. I want y'all to embrace the fact that you are done with your family to a degree. And let me tell you, it may take a little time because you might keep in touch with one person. And then eventually you might, because I'm going to tell you, the negativity is going to come out. What's in a person is going to come out. How they really feel about you is going to come out. Okay? It's going to be made manifest. It's going to, you are embodied. You have so many great things to give. At my school, I'm a mentor. I love that. I love being esteemed. I'm a mentor. I'm a mom. I mentor my daughter's, friend. Look, I'm in love. I got a boo. They don't make me or break me, but I always ask my check for me. But I love this man, and God sent somebody who loves me back. Not only that, I'm a leader, and I have learned, y'all, you can't trust nobody fully. I'm telling you, you can't trust nobody fully. You better put your faith in the Most High God. I'm telling you, don't give men your trust, your blind trust. Always have an eye on them. And that's real talk. That's how you got to live. Because you never know. You never know. You never know. You never know when they're going to spring this snake, when they're going to spring it on you. Especially if they have a history of mistreating you. That's who they are. And rarely do people evolve and change. And sometimes pain does. And even when they do, you may not want to revisit the relationship. You might be like, I'm good on that. And it's okay. Give yourself permission to walk away from your family. Don't seek validation from them. They're not going to give it to you. But you can forgive them. But you can just know how close you want them to you. You get what I'm saying? Because you already know y'all ain't got a lot in common. When y'all talk too much, they're going to say something to piss you off. And that's for real. Create your own reality outside of them. God gave you a life. He said, I come to give you life and give it to you more abundantly. Your life is about to be abundant. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be amazing. And let me tell you, if you tolerate disrespect from them, they will never respect you. Check them. Check anybody. When they're disrespecting you, check them. Pause. Don't do that. Check. Don't do that. And, oh, she bipolar. You darn straight, whatever you want to call it, but we ain't doing that. You understand? People may not like it, but let me tell you something. Respect is better than love. It precedes it. Somebody can't love you unless they respect you because they got to know you got boundaries. You understand me? They got to know you got boundaries, all right? So, you know what? This can be continued. I really would love for you guys to put in the comments, comment about how your family has treated you like dirt, and since you was little, and you have been afraid to walk away from them. Talk about how, and like and share this video, y'all. Somebody needs this healing. Somebody needs this healing. Somebody needs to know that it is okay. Sometimes you got to break away. You grew up in a drug infested family where everybody was getting high and drinking and partying, and you that affected you. And you wonder why you don't want to go to family gatherings because you don't want to remember that that is your legacy. It used to be. God wants to give you a new legacy. He wants to bring you into a royal priesthood. He wants you to understand that you are the head and not the tail anymore. He allowed you to be raised in that family, but he gave you hope. In Jeremiah, it talks about giving you, I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you hope and a future. Plans to give you hope and a future. Trust me, y'all. God is about to pull you up out of this pit. So it's okay. You are going to be betrayed. Do not keep looking for these liars and betrayers. I had a cousin that just tell me how much they had hated me for years because of something they thought I did that they misinterpreted. And that maybe I was at fault about, but I didn't do it maliciously. I allowed them to come live with me. I, called myself trying to help, but I needed money. And I was in between jobs, and when I realized I couldn't do it, I took her back. But I took her back because of her lifestyle, and she was dating girls. And so after that, she addressed me about it. She was like, "I read your text messages. I don't care what you read. It takes food to eat. It takes money to get food, and it's not because I knew I wasn't getting your check. I really wasn't in the situation to get her, but her mom had been so influential in my life, I didn't want to see her in defects. And then when I took her back, her dad came. Why did your dad come in the beginning? And see what has happened with me and my family members, whenever I've helped them except this one niece, it always ended up bad. You can't help wicked people. Trust me, don't even try. If they can't get help from God, trust me, if God has allowed them to go through some suffering, it's because of their character, and you're not going to change it. Help strangers. I'm keeping it real. Don't help your family. If you do, you might could give them some money. Don't let them come live with you. Do not, I repeat, do not let them come live with you. They don't like you anyway. Y'all got a love-hate relationship. They admire that you are success, but your life shows them, casts light on what they did not accomplish and achieve. Sometimes when they're looking at your social media, they're stalking because they're nosy. They're not supportive. They're nosy. Come on, say it with me. They are nosy. Stop thinking you're being irrational. Spend time alone enough to learn and develop so you can trust your gut and your instincts. It does not lie. It does not lie. Some of y'all need some boundaries with these folks. They have ran over you, talked to you some type of way, and you want to be just to accommodate, just to be loyal. You have let them mistreat you because you don't want nobody calling you crazy. And because some of y'all, because y'all Christians, let me tell you something. Just because I love Christ don't mean I'm soft. And that I can respectfully disengage because I know. See, all of us have been delivered from something, and I know when y'all messing with a lion, it's gonna roar, right? And that's me. So I know how to dismiss myself. So I'm not put in disrespectful situations because people will poke you to get a response. And you got to realize some of these people don't even think straight. So my youngest child's father has a lot of girls. He has a lot of girls, right? So the first thing one of my relatives said was, "Oh yeah, they said men with a lot of girls mean they cheat, they getting it back." Okay, whatever that means. Maybe so. I don't know. See, the world doesn't dictate my point of view. The way I see life does not dictate my perspective. You understand? And some of y'all are hurt because these ratchet, low life, no goal setting people don't rock with you, but you're too classy. You're in a class of your own. They don't know when they're not getting high and smoking and drinking and out of their minds and laughing and feeling good, they don't know how to relate to you because you're not on their level. So you're entertaining and letting them get to you and you want to fit in with nobody. And y'all may be saying, don't say that. No, it's the truth. There's levels to this. Okay? And I remember my daughter's friend, mom told me, I think I'm a little better. And I'm like, no, that's what you think. That's what you think because I don't do what you do. Listen to people. When they start saying you think, no, that's what they think. I'm trying to teach my daughter how to live righteous. That means I think I'm all that? Maybe so. There's just certain things we don't do. We don't smoke. We not drinking. We not partying, in an illegal way. We are doing things respectfully here. And that's the standard of life we have. I came from that mess. I came from the crack era. Saw family members doing heroin. Heck no, I don't want to be around that. They may not be doing it now, but I don't turn up that way. I don't party that way. And it's okay. See, y'all got to respect yourself enough to stop being so apologetic. Stop apologizing for being you. They could call you bougie. They could call you whatever. So what? I'm going to stop again. I'm going to say like and share this video. Please share it. Y'all know some people that need it. For real, put it on your social media and let people listen to it. I don't really say that a lot of times. I forgot it's available on YouTube. Like this video. Share it. Comment about that. My email is Tameka30311, TOMEKA 30311 @yahoo.com. Holler at your girl so we can have some conversations. I can pray with you, give you some insight, give you some life coaching for free. I don't charge right now. Just to help you to navigate getting out of these situations, doing better for yourself. Let me tell you something. When you step away from these folks that only have their eyesight only goes to the edge of their street, okay? When that happens, you need a new circle, okay? You need a new circle. I'm not saying you just got to know how to love them. You got to know how to love them. You got to know, because God's going to continue to reveal how they feel and why they feel the way they feel. Sometimes it may not be about you. It's their suffering, their personal, struggle. And then you can understand why they mad at you. You know what I'm saying? Your cutoff game is strong, but they let niggas ride with them and treat them bad for years, but they got a nasty attitude with you. They can check you. Check him. Check this nigga that dogged you out. Check him. All right? So this has been T-Shantae. Many blessings to you. Until next time, be blessed. Like and share the video. Until next time. Bye-bye.